Hi, guys. Welcome to this new Zoom special call that we wanted to do with you guys. My name is Paisha Meismer. I am out of Fishers, Indiana. I am a two-star national marketing director. I've been in this business almost 5 years in March. Crazy, exciting journey, and it's so exciting now. We have so many things going on. So that's kind of why we wanted to jump on here, give you guys some information, tips and tricks. This month is a little different. It's good because and if you guys are jumping on, just mute yourself out. I hit National Marketing Director of December 2014. So New Year's Eve, I was celebrating. But honestly, it can be whatever you plan and want it to be. So don't think, oh, it's December, it's not going to be a good month, because honestly, it can be whatever you want it to be. You just have to plan it out. So that's why I want to talk about tonight a little bit. We're going to have some amazing trainers on tonight to give you guys some other tips. But what I really want to share with you is how to plan your month to make it successful. So it's the 4th of the month right now. So what you want to do in the month of December, because it is kind of a different month. It's a good month, but it's different the way it's planned out with holiday stuff. And if you guys are just hopping on, if you can mute yourself, that would be awesome. So the 1st through the 15th, it is going to be like major activity, major so you do not have to stress. Okay, so what I would completely encourage is to work these first 15 days as if it's the end of the month. You want to bring in the 3-year free product. We have the Power PC bonus that is actually being extended. So that's amazing news. We didn't know if it was going to be extended or not, but it is. So we have the Power PC bonus, which means you can get 9 preferred customers at $60 or more, or 55 QB. And you actually are going to get a $100 bonus. So this is something that you're going to want to shoot for within these first 15 days. So how you would do that is you're going to plan your activity. Everything is based on activity. So if you want to get there, I would completely encourage during this time, this is a complete party time. People are having ugly sweater parties. People are having sip and samples. And that's actually a really creative idea that I love, is people are kind of gathering with other friends that might sell things, like anywhere from clothes, even another MLM company. It could be different wines that people have, different companies, boutiques, whatever the case may be. But what we are doing and seeing is everybody is gathering within a home or a restaurant and kind of almost being like a little vendor event, but with all kinds of different people. And it's called kind of a sip and sample, sip and shop, whatever the case may be. Get those samples and get those products into people's hands. That is like first and foremost. We still have party to promote. So this is actually a kind of a contest driven by some of our leaders above us. And this is actually still going on. So it is definitely worth noting. You get extra incentives for having parties. So it's party and then the number 2, promote @gmail.com. So when you have parties, send that in with a picture of your party and your get together, and you get extra incentives for doing that. So huge incentive to take advantage of. So try to get your 3-year free, try to get your Power PC bonus up front, and get those brand partners in early and get those PCs in early. So there's been a lot of talk about, we have the launch of Meteora coming up, which is amazing. And we have the end of the year. So like all of this is kind of just the perfect storm. So when you are talking to key prospects, be mindful of the end of the year and tax write-offs. Okay, so people actually are using this business opportunity tax write-off at the end of the year. And then they are also using it, and I love this that Mary Tripper said today, is that people are using these as gifts. So these big kits that people are buying, they are actually using this still as an opportunity to give these away as gifts as well for the Christmas holiday season. So you can always use that as an advantage when you're trying to get brand partners in. And then I loved a couple other ideas that people are doing. So 12 Days of Christmas, you guys have probably been seeing that funnel around through Facebook. but we do different images every single day of different promotions that we have going on. And this would be something that you would take upon your business, and you can use your 3-year free credit. You can use different, free shipping, and it's a Target card of $10, whatever the case may be. This was definitely something that you would want to do. It's not coming from corporate, but it's a cute little idea of every single day doing these 12 days of Christmas. So I completely love that idea. If you guys have not seen it, I know it floated somewhere on Masters. There's different cute little templates. And then what was the other one? That I really liked. Oh, that was it. Okay, the Christmas gift that Mary Chipper actually mentioned today that I was like, genius. I love that. So get those brand partners in early. We're going to have a little bit of kind of discussion on some trip tips. I know some of you guys are running for the trip, which we have an amazing new promotion, or I guess extra incentive for that you can get 3,000 extra points, but it's going to be based on getting those brand partners in. So what activities do you normally do to bring brand partners in? You want to pique interest, and you want to continuously lead them through a third-party tool. So you want to continuously take them from one exposure to the next. You want to sample them. You want to give them a magazine. You want to get them on a 3-way call. Send a video. All of these exposures are going to lead them to a yes or no. That is ultimately what you're trying to figure out, is if they want to join this business with you or not. And those exposures help. So when you're going through the month, you want to base it on the first couple weeks here. You want to run hard. Okay. From the second half of it, the 16th through the 31st, you are going to be socializing. A lot of parties are going to be happening then. I actually have a lot of little different parties with friends. I'm going to include those hydrogel patches, those collagen masks, because we're doing like little giveaways and elephant exchanges and stuff. I'm going to use those to my advantage. I just put a little package together for my MOPS friends, and I included some PJs, a candle, and an eye gel mask, like a hydrogel mask. I'm going to do that and put those into those. So that's kind of a sample, and people are using them, but they're awesome luxury gifts as well. So you're going to be talking to people, socializing with people in that second half. Listen to what they're saying. Are they saying, I don't want to, I hate my job, or man, I didn't get any time off for the holidays, or, I had to beg for this time off, whatever the case may be. Use those to your advantage. And a lot of it is going to be completely just listening and sampling when you can. Find ways to chat about Nerium, but be real, have fun with your families. I'm not saying, do anything like that, but just kind of keep that on the back of your mind, that you are kind of exposing Nerium. And then remember that during these times, people are on social media. I mean, people are bored with their family, or they're not hanging out with their family, and they're checking out social media. So be consistent with your posts on social media during these times, and continue to follow up with people, because you can still work your business on social media. You can post, you can follow up, but enjoy your family time as well. So in the transition, and I know you guys are probably getting to that point too, like I am, the end of the year. Okay. People are transitioning to what's next year. I like the things that happened in my life this year. They're reflecting about next year. So we have on the horizon a brand new company. And after watching the 5-minute sizzle video that we had today, it is such a huge, huge, huge opportunity that we have. Okay. There are so many people that say to me, man, you got in at the greatest time. What was it, 2 years in? And I'm like, this is the opportunity that people have now. They can get started in a company that people don't even still know about Nerium, but now Neora, they're going to be like, what is this? Completely different branding, completely different name change. This is a huge opportunity. If you guys have not seen that 5-minute sizzle video that just came out, I posted on Masters, watch it. It gave me goosebumps. It got me excited. And that is the energy that you want to bring. Everybody always asks me, so what did you do at the very beginning to get you where you are? I'm telling you, I was so on fire. They called us ignorance on fire in the nice way, but we were so excited. We were so excited. We were telling everyone. We had no clue what we were telling people, but we just shared exposures. We shared videos. We shared all of the things that they say, the third-party tools, because we don't need to know everything. And we were just excited. And that is what this new launch is going to do for our company. It's going to bring all kinds of new stuff, but watch that video because it is so exciting. And it is a master's, but better yet, the Nerium University that just came out, it is going to give you the step-by-step way of kind of getting people to understand Neora, how to approach people, how to get people excited. They have a website, thelastrunclub.com, and that is actually a huge tool to just send somebody this, okay? It goes through interviews with Jeff. It goes through what our company has done up until now and where we're projected to go. So those are little things that just recently, like yesterday and today, have come out that are huge just to kind of get you excited. Share that stuff with people. I mean, share that. People were questioning that too. Can we share this stuff? I don't know. You know, they still are kind of being like, I don't know if we're supposed to share it on social media, but share that out with your prospects. Get them excited. And if they get in now, they get a tax write-off. They can share some of the products as Christmas gifts themselves, and then they'll be ready for the launch of Neora in January. So that is kind of the platform that we want to kind of go with towards this end of the month and the end of the year with getting brand partners on. So this month is laid out a little different. Like I mentioned, the biggest thing you guys need to do is plan out the activities. You know, I know there's going to be a ton of personal obligations and family things going on and friends parties. Plan that out first and then fit Nerium in alongside that. If you get it on, just do this business a little by little by little. It can have huge success. So we want to talk about, that is planning the month. We want to also talk a little bit about just activity and what we can do, some tips and tricks for the trip volume. And honestly, my mom and I talked. My mom is Marilyn Falkenberg. She is a national marketing director. What's awesome about my mom is when I first started in this business, I said, Mom, I just knew I had to have her on my team. I was like, not only would it be so much fun to work with her, but she's a rock star. She's very consistent with her business. And that is what leads to growth for promotions. That is what leads to vacations. That is what leads to car bonuses. Yes, we're going to talk about trip volume, but we need you to realize that all of this activity that my mom is going to share, Marilyn Falkenberg is going to share with you, is all of that activity led to bigger paychecks, and it led to this trip. But all of these things you can do every single day to lead to the growth of your business. So, Mom, with that, I will let you take it away. Just, there you go.
Come on. Thank you. Yes, I've been in Nerium for 4 years, and Paisha is right. Let me tell you something, you all. I'm $300 away from hitting the 20,000 level 2 trip. And that didn't just happen because I wanted to hit the trip. Okay, you guys, it doesn't happen that way. And I'm going to tell you what I did, which meets exactly with your business, whether you want to earn the trip or not, or if you're going to earn the trip or not. This all works the same way. This is what I do every single day. And don't think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. It works. I get up, and when I was working on earning the trip, now I'm there, okay? I would put my feet on the floor, and the first thing I'd say is I feel the sand between my toes, and I smell the ocean. Every day, you all, I smell the ocean, so I was envisioning being there before I was there. Every day I have a time I take for myself. I don't have little ones running around, but I got a 16-year-old, which could be a bigger challenge. Okay, so I have time for myself, and I sit down and do my prayers, and then I do my meditation, and then I do my affirmation. I say this every day, you all, and I believe it. I believe it. I am a recruiting magnet. I am a recruiting magnet. I say it over and over and over. People want to use this product. They like this product. They want to do this business. They'll work the business. I'm a recruiting magnet. Then I go, I'm a PC magnet. People want to use the product. They like the product. They continue to use the product. Every single day, I am worthy and grateful for the life that I live. I'm a servant leader. I develop leaders. I say it every single day. Now, let me tell you what that does when you do that every day. And so I don't have time in the morning. Maybe I have to be at somewhere 8 o'clock in the morning, which I don't normally ever have to be anywhere at 8 o'clock in the morning anymore. But say I did, I would do it in the car. Then I do it at least 3 times during the day. I do the same affirmations, you all. Don't discount them as I'm a crazy person or I can't believe she really does that. Because when you put in your head what you want, you will happen. It will happen. So today, I'm saying those affirmations. I'm going to a network event. I say the affirmations. I get to the network event. I meet 2 ladies that are extremely interested in Miriam, one for the product and one for the business. Isn't that interesting? That happened because of what I say. It happens because you put it to the universe and it comes to you. So that's not just for the trip. That's for your business. So because when the trip is done and we start off in January, I'm not going to talk about going to the beach again. I'm just going to think about being there. But you got to see it. You've got to see what you want. Then you got to say, okay, what do I want for this month? It's really important to break it down, you all, what I want for this week. I had a piece of paper that I wrote down. I swear I used pad after pad after pad of paper. And every day I'd write down how much volume I had for the trip and where I was going to get the rest of it. Every single day. Did I have to do that? No, because it didn't change all the time. But if I saw one change in the way I wanted it, I'd go, okay, I've got to have this. I've got to have this. I got it. And I try to figure it out and I try to manipulate. So I would do it. But every day I wrote it down. And I did. I went through pads of paper. It was sort of weird. And then I started putting in my phone. I quit doing that because let me tell you, there's research out there. If you write something down, it happens more than if you put it in your PC or in your phone. Remember that. You got to write it down. You have to physically see it and write it with your hand. Write it down. So say, this month, even though I've got the trip and I'm going to hit the second level, so what am I going to do this month? Lay back? Well, heck no, I'm not going to lay back. I'm looking for 2 brand partners and 5 PCs every month. 2 brand partners, 5 PCs. Do I get that every month? No. But I work every angle possible in the way of activity to get that. I look at my week. What events do I have going on? What parties are going on? What do I have going on? I post regularly on Facebook. I'm a very consistent poster, and I go out and do that. But then I go and look and say, well, I'm not meeting enough new people. That comes through my head a lot. So how am I going to meet new people? Then I got to get on Facebook. I got to figure out how I can draw some people in from there. Then I got to go out to network events. Then I got to go to different things. It's a intentional effort every day. I don't just fly by and hope it's going to happen. So every day is important. Every day leads to the next day, which hits 30 days. Okay. But you can't just say, hey, I want to rank up this month. Or, hey, I'm going to get 2 brand partners and 5 PCs and I sit back and hope it happens. It really doesn't work that way, you all. You've got to say, here are my goals. And if you have a certain rank you want to be at, you have a certain number of, you want to fast start qualify this month. If you want to hit another rank, you've got to have plans in place. Write it down on a piece of paper and keep writing it down and checking off where you're at. You guys, it's extremely powerful, and it has to be intentional effort. Has to be. And if you're consistent and you do this all the time, things do happen. But you can't hope for all this and last week of the month you go, voila, it's all going to work. It's all going to be there. It doesn't work that way, you guys. It really doesn't. No work works that way that I'm aware of. I was in retail for 25 years. We just didn't hope at the end of the month we make our sales. You got to have intentional effort. So you have to say, oh, what have I done all month? So the last week of the month, especially this month, you bring it all in and you rank, or you get your trip, or you get your BPs or your PCs or whatever you want. You have reached your goals. But do it every day, but have the goal in mind. Have the goal in mind for the end of the month of where you want to be. Now, you can write that down and do it by yourself, or you can get with your upline and say, hey, I want to do a little bit of game plan because I want you to hold me accountable. Whatever it takes, you all, make it happen. Do the affirmations, see what you want before it happens, and it happens. Sometimes I sit back and it sort of scares me. I said, whoa, that just happened. That's really eerie. but it just keeps happening because of the way I'm doing it. So good luck on your business this month. December can be a ton of fun. Don't get caught up in all of it. I think Paisha is giving you some really, really good pointers on how to get through this month and make it highly successful. And just so you all know, she was at my house when she hit National Marketing Director, and woohoo, it was big. And then she hit that around 6 or 7 o'clock because she wanted to go out and party. So they went out and partied afterwards, and I watched David. So it was a huge, big deal. I remember that whole day, believe me. She worked it to the last minute, got in and then took off and partied. So, but she planned it. She planned every penny of where it was coming from. Trust me. But that's how you have to do it. You can't just hope it's going to happen. She had it written down on pieces of paper over and over and over again where she was. So that's what it takes you all to get it. So have a great December and good luck on the trip. And I'm going to introduce Nikki Woodyard. Woohoo, Nikki! She's a rock star. She's going to give you some great tips on other things to do after you make your plans and do your activities.
Yay. Thanks, ladies. Although those are always hard acts to follow. I should have gone first. But just to piggyback on to everything that they've said, obviously all amazing stuff. It all just kind of couples together to, you know, get us all where we want to be. Mindset that Marilyn talked about is so huge. And you've got to have, you know, be doing those affirmations and have your mindset in the right place to then make it easier to do all the activities. Because if you have those goals and you have the envisioning of where you want to be and what you're going after, then it makes doing those activities that much easier, since you know what you're working for and working towards. So I'm going to talk about some follow-up activities, and then also some out-of-the-box ideas to maybe help get you the you know, that extra trip volume to get you over the edge, or, you know, those extra customers to get you over that PC power-up bonus and things like that. So as far as follow-ups go, I know we hear all the time the whole cliche, fortune is in the follow-up, but follow-up is my thing, because I realize it works, and it was not something that I was comfortable with or that was easy for me at the beginning, or that I was good at the beginning, or that I did like I should have at the beginning. But as I got going with it more and realized, hey, the results really do come from that piece of it, then I just made myself do that consistently, and that is where a lot of the results then happen. You know, you can share product, you can share pictures, you can share a video, you can share a sample, but if you're not following up after you do those things, you're not going to get the results. You're not. It is I would like to know the percentage of people that actually come back to somebody on their own right away, just because somebody handed them a sample, or just because somebody emailed them or texted them or messaged them a video. You know, most of the time, the majority of the time, people are not going to come back to you. They are not going to respond until you reach back out to them to follow up. So you've got to make sure that that is a key important piece of your exposure process, because you can expose all the people you want all day long, but if you're not following up, you're not going to get any results, because people are not going to come back to you. And I remind myself that all the time, partially with how I was brought into this business and exposed, because to be honest, well, number one, I would not have reached out to Elizabeth, my sponsor, about the product or the business. Never. I did not think it was something that I was interested in, product-wise or business-wise. So I never would have reached out to her had she not reached out to me first. So also keep that in mind, that you can't wait for people to come to you. You've got to go to them and expose them. And so that's what initially piqued my interest, was that she reached out to me out of the blue. I didn't think, oh my gosh, she's being so annoying, we haven't even talked in 9 months. I just thought, okay, I wonder what this is that she's, you know, asking me about or messaging me about. And then from that point, it took multiple follow-ups and exposures for her to get me to that decision, for her to get me to that yes. It was a sample, it was a video. And even with that sample and with that video, she had to follow up, you know, once or twice to get me to even use the sample. She had to follow up once or twice to even get me to watch the video. So know that it's a process, and sometimes it's not just that one follow-up. You know, I'm finding, I mean, if I look back at my customer base and my brand partners over the last almost 4 years, the amount of time that I had to follow up with each of them to finally get them to order or finally, you know, get them to an answer is probably, you know, a fairly big number. It's not necessarily that first follow-up that it happens on either. So make sure that the follow-ups are a key piece of your, you know, exposure process. And don't not follow up with somebody because you're A, scared or, you know, nervous about what they'll think, or B, you're not sure what to say. Because if you're not sure what to say, reach out and ask somebody. You know, any of us are always here for help with verbiage. If you've got somebody and you're like, hey, I'm just not sure how to respond back to them, screenshot it to your sponsor or screenshot it to another leader and say, hey, what would you say back to this person? And I'm sure your sponsor or, you know, your upline leader or whoever will be more than happy to help you come up with a response to go back to that person. So don't get stuck just because you don't know what to say. And make sure that, again, and don't get stuck because you're nervous or you're scared. You know, I like to put, if I'm nervous, honestly, I'm an anxious and nervous person by nature. So 4 years into this business, I still get nervous every single time I follow up with somebody or every single time I reach out to somebody. I am terrified still just because I overthink. That's just my personality. I overthink everything, but I do it all anyway. And none of it's ever hurt me. So I don't know why I'm still nervous about it. Again, that's just who I am. I overthink everything. But I like to put myself out there. If I'm, you know, when I'm nervous or scared to follow up with somebody, I'll just be real and just be myself. And I'll say, you know, hey, totally not trying to be a pest, but I wanted to make sure and let you know that this special is going on. Or, you know, I wanted to make sure and reach out and let you know that, I have, you know, that I'm popping in some other orders tonight and I wanted to see if you were needing anything. I always look for a reason or an excuse to follow up. Sometimes I also like the kind of mindset shift aspect where when I reach out to follow up with somebody, I might apologize for taking so long. So then immediately that's going to shift their mindset. Instead of them thinking, you know, oh, being bothered, you know, that I'm bothering them or whatever, they're immediately thinking like, oh, that's nice of her, you know, to be thinking of me and apologizing. So I might say I just did that with somebody, you know, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I took so long to follow up with you and check in on how you were doing. You know, something like that, because then it just immediately like puts their mindset in a positive place that you're thinking about them and wanting to reach out and see how they're doing. So, you know, those are just some things that help me as far as follow up, some different verbiage type tips. You know, I might reach out and offer up, like this time of year, I've been offering people, I'm calling them holiday survival bundles. And, you know, if I've had somebody who's sampled but hasn't ordered, I might be reaching out to them and saying, hey, if you order, you know, this weekend or by this weekend, I'm throwing in a free holiday survival kit. Which includes, you know, I'm including like an eye patch and a couple sleep chews, a couple energy chews, a youth factor, a probiotic. It can be whatever you have, you know, laying around your house as far as extra products might be. Follow up with anyone and everyone, especially, you know, I mean, if you're somebody running for the trip, definitely make that big list. But even if, you know, you're just wanting to secure your 3-year free or your Power Up PC bonus before we get to the actual holidays, make a list of anyone and everyone. I mean, if I did start to make a list of everybody that, you know, I've ever talked to in the 4 years of this business, just basically went through like all these notes of anybody who's ever sampled, liked, commented, anybody I've ever had any kind of back and forth conversation with. I try to jot it down in my notebook, you know, just their name, kind of what product we maybe chatted about, and the dates that we last talked. Super simple, not a crazy fancy system or anything by any means, but I've got their name and information somewhere. But so past and current samplers, you know, I said people who haven't ordered in a while, so past customers, anyone who's ever liked or commented, anyone you've ever had any kind of Miriam related conversation with. definitely be following up with them and go back to everyone. If they haven't, if they haven't directly said, leave me alone, don't try to, sell me a product or get me to join the business anymore, they're fair game, because people are curious, people are interested. And even if they aren't, they haven't responded back to you, or even if, maybe they've given an excuse or a reason a month or two prior, things might have changed. They're in a different place. So don't hesitate to go back to somebody that maybe wasn't ready at the time you first followed up with them, and reach out and follow up with them again, because you never know when the timing is different, when something's different for somebody. They're finally ready to bite the bullet and try the product, or, join you in the business. So that's just some follow-up tips. The next piece, out of the box ideas, I guess as a prelude to this, I'm not saying that all of this is 100% compliant. So but we play with things. It's your business. You've got to sometimes we have to do the things, get creative, to make those, as far as if you're somebody running for those extra trip volume points, or, you need that last customer for that Power Up PC bonus. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to get creative. So one thing that I think is a great idea and that I have done is as far as brand partner kits. So say you have somebody that just absolutely cannot do the full $500 kit. They want to do the business, but they can only do the $50 kit with an ADO. We know it's in their best interest to do that $500 kit, not just for the extra product, but because they get the, the first month of Go Prospect, and they get Start Narium, the access to the online training. They automatically are eligible for Narium Give Back, things like that. So now I know that not everybody is necessarily in a position to do this, so just know that I'm just putting this out there as ideas for anyone and everyone that you might at some point be able to use or share with your team. So if somebody wants, say, they're going to do like a night cream and an eye serum in the $50 kit. Well, what I have done before is I have actually helped them get the $500 kit, and then, as a one-time payment on my card, and then they pay me for the $50 kit portion plus the product out of the kit that they want, so that they're getting the advantages of the $500 kit plus the products that they want. And then I can use the extra products however I want, to either help that new brand partner grow their business, or to, again, turn around and use to help other people get started with their business, or, to offer up to customers or whatever. You're going to get, based on the commission that you earn off of the brand partner kit, plus the difference in the price as far as, what the brand partner is paying you for the $50 portion of the product that they want. And then whatever you can turn around and do with that product, you're going to get a lot of that back anyway. And I always look at it as a way to, boost and grow your business, use it to boost and grow your business. Plus it's a tax write-off, obviously. So there's tons of different, ways to look at it. So again, these are just totally out of the box ideas that you could maybe use in different situations. You hear people talk about, cash and carry or bulk orders. The beauty of our business is that we do everything online and can order the product, have it shipped directly to people. But sometimes for whatever reason, it does a mindset shift that gets people's attention if you advertise cash and carry, or, that you're putting in a bulk order, and to save everybody on shipping, and to let people know if what they want, or what they want you to include in the order for them. So sometimes so that would be, if you have extra product on hand, you could sell a product on hand that you have to a customer for cash and carry, and then you could turn around and put that customer in the system as a new customer to be able to have it count for the Power Up PC bonus, and or trip volume and whatnot. But again, sometimes there's just, if you put out that box of Youth Factor that you have on your counter that somebody can get today with no shipping costs, you might, it's just funny how you have people that see that and they're like, oh yeah, okay, I'll take it. And then you can turn around and put the person in, as a customer on your own after you sell them the bottle or the box or whatever for cash and carry. Bulk orders, I've done that, especially like with face washes, you know, since they're only $30 a piece. I've done that before where I've said, you know, I'm putting in a bulk order of face wash to save everybody on shipping. You know, who else is needing another one? And I'll maybe reach out to people who have ordered face washes in the past, you know, just individually. And then you can put one customer in as like a bulk order after everybody pays you, you know, the cash and carry through PayPal, Venmo, or whatever, and put that in as a bulk order to get trip volume and have it count for the Power Up PC and everything. Use additional inventory. Obviously, you know, you have free products from Miriam Gives Back, or you're free. Get creative with it. You know, there was a great idea that Paisha posted out there from another NMD on our team just tonight, where that was super cute, and where she wrapped different presents up, and every present was different combination of Nerium items that were valued at least $50 or more, and then she was selling them for $33 a piece, I think was her amount. Now, you know, you can do what you want with it, wrap up what you want, set the amount for what you want, but basically she advertised that they have 6 gifts, 6 numbers, all valued at $50 or more, with one being valued at $120, and then she posted about it for people to pick their number. And, you know, people pick their number, they would PayPal her or Venmo her, or, you know, if it was somebody local, they'll get her the cash. She'll send them the little gift. So just a super quick, easy way to get some product out into people's hands. I think the particular NMD who did that said 3 of the 6 people that commented were not people who had even ever purchased or shown interest before. So again, you never know what new person you might be able to expose to one of our products. And then again, you know, and then you could take that, you know, I think she said it was $198 she made off of 6 products or 6 prizes at $33 a piece. You could take that and use it for extra Christmas cash, or if you're somebody needing more trip volume or needing, you know, a couple more customers for that Power Up PC bonus, you could then put one of those customers, you know, who ordered as cash and carry in as a new customer. And, you know, you keep that cash, use your card to put them in as a new customer and place a customer order of something else to replace some of the stock that you use to do those gifts. So don't be afraid to think, you know, a little outside the box when you're running for these types of things. You know, another one we have, so the Prolistic Lotion, I think, is the free product that's in our Nerium Gives Back this month. They changed it. So each month they're changing the Nerium Gives Back. So what I've been doing is kind of, you know, I used some of my points to get some hydrogel boxes, and last month I did some youth factor. So this month I'm going to do some Prolistic Lotion. So take advantage of those little, you know, when they change those up, and you can use those as, you know, you're only paying $9.95 shipping and handling when you're redeeming your Nerium Gives Back points. So you could do whatever you want with that product. You know, even if you use that product as an enticement to get some new customers to help you get trip volume or help you get the Power Up PC bonus. Whereas, you know, say somebody places an order of $60 or more, they can get a half price Prolistic Lotion, you know, or something like that, so that you can still make some money off of that free inventory that you worked for and earned, but then it's also helping you to entice to be able to get, you know, another customer to help you meet those different things that you might be running for as well. And then obviously, you know, free shipping, by the way, you know, $10 gift cards or whatever is always nice and always a great way to be able to follow up with people to let them know you have those available. I think my biggest tips on utilizing those types of things are always make sure that you set a date to it. Don't leave it open-ended, and that it's a limited amount. So you don't want to just be like, hey, anyone. I always try to say, like, you know, the next 3 people, or hey, you know, yeah, the next 3 people that confirm an order will get this, or whatever. So I guess, yeah, those are just some out-of-the-box ideas. My advice for anybody running for the trip, if you are placing a customer order of any kind, unless it is somebody who has been locked into a Premier PC discount or a spend discount, make sure you are placing that customer order through an account that qualifies for trip volume. So a new customer that has ordered since the end of July. You know, I've done that with some people I've used another customer account and just taken, you know, the new customer's credit card and shipping info and had like a one-time thing, you know, shipped over to them and then canceled the ADO. So that it will count as trip volume for you that way, even if it's, you know, an older customer from a while back. So those are just some little tips I have, I guess, as far as follow-up, some outside of the box. Don't hesitate to reach out and ask me questions or details on any of it. I'm going to turn it back over to Paisha to close things out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, ladies. Always remember with even trip volume or getting other PCs, we have a full we have a full customer base of preferred customers. If you've been in this business for a little bit, go back to those preferred customers. Like, they follow up with them too, and go through even when trip volume first started. Check and see if they want product again, and what they've used out. So just awesome tips. Thank you so much for jumping on, ladies. Thank you to Nikki and my mom, Marilyn, for the great tips. And I cannot wait to see what this month brings for everybody. So good luck, and let us know if we can be of any help. Thanks for jumping on. Bye, guys.